Hey everybody, welcome to Creekwood.aquatics. I believe the shop is loaded, so you guys can look at that. You can see if there's anything that you're interested in. We can always take a walk. Yeah, shop is loaded. Where am I going to start? I'm probably going to start off with one of my betas today. There we go. Here we go. So who's going to be our first beta of the evening or the afternoon? I say these guys are all great boys. They look good, but it's time for them to find a new home. Let me set him right here. My camera doesn't want to focus. Hello, Aquafusion. Thanks for joining us. Ooh. All right, let's unpin from that. Let's post one of my Calico Super Reds. Mostly a little Super Red. Let's see if I have them listed. I do? Yeah, let me fix that. How's it sound now? Better? Yeah, my dog keeps eating my headset. I've been through like 6 headsets this year, and I always find them crunched up on the floor. But yeah, we're gonna post some of our Calico Super Reds. We have two varieties, so we have some that have a lot more red, and they kind of have that little brown speckling, and then we have slightly darker ones. If he decides to show himself today, yeah, there's another Super Red. There we go. Here's the darker ones I was talking about. So you see these guys have more of like a marble design to them. But yeah, these are gorgeous fish. This one at this size looks like a female. Can we focus on you a little bit? All right, we'll move on from that. We have our big bushy nose plecos over here. That's not the search button. Oh, which ones? Which ones had babies already? The calicos? Oh, that's real nice. I'm excited for you. That's real nice. What size is that? These guys are pretty big. These guys are around, looks like 3-4 inches. You can see they're almost the size of my sponge filter. Let's get back to normal view. So yeah, these guys are very close to adults. We do have some males. I have one that I call my bull male, but that's a big female right in front of us. Oh, and there's a male. Little tiny male. But yeah, this male right here, he's trying to attract some females. He's doing a little wigglies. But yeah, we have these guys listed today. They're $20 if you're interested. Let's back up the view. The albino longfins, they are $14. We have three of them in stock. They came from one of my local breeders here in San Antonio. He does an amazing job with them. Yeah, and their fins look really good. But yeah, if you're interested, we can post them. We could probably make a deal if you want to buy more than one. But yeah, they do look super good. We also have regular long fins here too. They like to hide on the opposite side. There he is. So we have regular long fins too for the same price. They're $14 this week. Reconnect my airline. But they are a lot of fun, but they are very young. So I'm going to say If we were going to give them a size grade, I'm going to say they're about inch and a half. Here's a young female. But yeah, we got a ton of plecos in. These guys came from one of our local breeders. Again, they do a really good job with them. But this group, it was time for them to move on. So again, if you're looking, how big do they get? All the bushy nose plecos that we have, they're only going to get about 5 inches, 5 maybe 6 inches max. But yeah, they do stay. They do stay very small. We try not to carry some of the bigger plecos like commons or gibbosiceps, stuff that gets like 12-inch or football size. We try not to carry those. We try to keep the small little guys. They tend to do better and they stay in people's aquariums. And nobody has to beg to rehome their fish when they get too big. But yeah, I like them. They're cute. They're very hardy, practically indestructible. And they have ferocious appetites. You can always click on the shop button and you can jump around. You can see what we have available. And if there's something that you're interested in, let me know. We can always take a walk over there. Yeah. Yeah, plecos are super interesting. They're super cute. We do have a baby. We have a baby blue phantom here somewhere. There he is. I haven't priced him yet. He's probably going to be like $70. But I gambled this week. I thought I was going to get a bigger one, and I got a little tiny baby. There he is. He's gone. But yeah, we love them. They're super cute. We also have a few discus here this week too. So we have those blue diamonds. But I don't know if we're ready for that yet. But we might be ready for is a 3-pack of Baddest Baddest. So let's build a bundle. Any females? There might be. I know one of them has to go. One's going to Florida, but it's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard to find females. But in general, also, it's a very hard fish to breed too. We try to get them in every month. For the past like 3 months, these guys have almost been impossible to get my hands on. Yeah, they came out of Florida, and yeah, the supplier for some reason they kept holding them back because they said they weren't ready. The other problem is they're so small the camera has trouble picking them up. There we go. But yeah, if someone's interested, let us know. We can always put a 3 pack together for you. I know 10 of these guys are going to Florida, and I should still have another 10 on hand. Like I said, right now our 3 pack is listed. It's $30. I would have to pull. I would have to pull one of those females out and see if there's another one. So let me do that real quick. They're always such a pain in the butt, but actually, I think this is her. Yeah, so this is my one female that's going, at least. Here, let me put you down for a second. Let's see. That's just an ugly male. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But send me a DM if I find another female. I will definitely let you know. But yeah, this is one of the hardest fish to find females for because sometimes also they could just be ugly boys. But yeah, I'll keep this one separate. It's all what my supplier sends me. So sometimes I get lucky, and sometimes I don't. But yeah, this one's most likely a female. Absolutely no color and brown. But yeah, I got to hold on to that one because that one's going to Florida tomorrow. Yeah, I had a breeder friend here in San Antonio, and he had a bunch of females. So I thought us being friends, he might hook me up. He might give me a good deal, and he charged me. He wanted to charge me three times as many, three times as much for a female. Yeah, I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna try to grab you what I can, but this is definitely at least the one female right here. So yeah, I want to make sure you at least get your one. One is better than nothing, especially with the way these have been coming in. That's where he's gonna live. But I'm excited. I hope you create more of them. I'll tell you the funny thing though about these guys because I first heard about them back in like 2017, and they've always been super popular. But I feel like everybody who wants them just wants to breed them. See, that one right there could potentially be a female too. Oh, let me screenshot that. I'll definitely check that out. I don't have much time for breeding, but one day when I do, eventually when I get a retail spot, this will either be a quarantine room or this will be a breeding room. I don't know what it's going to turn into, but I got 3 years to find out. And remember, everybody, you can always hit the shop button. You don't have to wait for me to show you stuff. You can take a look at things, and if you want me to show you them up close, let me know. We can always bring you there. Let's try the Rams. So up next, I do have a pair of Rams. I know there's a good male right there. Yeah, so we have a couple good males and we have some pretty big females. Like here's a female of our gold rams. So yeah, these guys are very entry level when it comes to some of the dwarf cichlids. Um, they're fairly hardy. Of course, you want to keep a warm tank. You want to give them good proteins. You want to make sure your water quality is good. You want to make sure your pH is a little bit lower, and they tend to do really well. But yeah, I tend to like the Rams. They usually have a lot going on. They're usually digging. They're usually looking for mates. They're usually defending their territory. They're always out doing something. Too much glare. But yeah, he just chased a male out of his territory. I'm afraid to buy the black ones because even wholesale, they are crazy expensive, and they're a little bit more sensitive than the normal Rams. But he will not stand still for me. But yeah, I gotta say the camera here it does not do justice. These guys have such beautiful oh there we go iridescent colors on them. When the light hits them in the right spot, it is a phenomenal fish for sure. See if we can get that shine. It's tough. Again, the camera doesn't really do them justice. But if anyone's looking for a little pair, we do have a pair available. I have two pairs, and I believe that is it for the gold rams. All right, unpin. Next fish is going to be my blue diamond discus. Where are my discus, folks? For the past couple weeks, I've had everyone and their mom asking for discus. Here we go. But yeah, some of my favorite discus are always going to be the blue body ones. So whether it's turquoise, whether it's blue diamond or blue diamond snakeskin, I tend to like the blue ones because they don't get the same peppering as the pigeon bloods or the Marlboros or the golds. So for me, I feel like the blues stay a lot cleaner for way longer. Can we get you guys to come close? But we got our discus, also known as the king of fish. They are very popular, but they are very sensitive. So this is the type of fish where you're going to have to maintain your water quality, keep your water warm, but don't go chasing parameters for them. I feel like chasing parameters for discus is one of the worst things you can do. If you can just provide a stable environment where the pH and the temperature and their food all remains real stable, they do really well. These guys are about 2.5 to 3 inch. I think the biggest one is. But they've been doing really well since they've came here. They've been sticking together pretty close. Nobody's fighting. They're not having issues with my angels. And they do like to explore. Here we go. And they have their beautiful red eyes. There we go. That's a perfect picture. But yeah, now that we're getting to the warmer months, we will be carrying more discus. It's just our first shipment. And I know these were imported. I think they're Malaysian import. Tomorrow's feed day for them, so tomorrow they should be getting some Daphnia. But just like most fish, we find the higher protein we feed them, the faster they grow. So Daphnia, brine shrimp, bloodworms, and blackworms. All right, unpin. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. All right, next up we have our albino bishar. Try to pronounce that fancy. But albino bishar, yeah, we still got Daphne. You could, I believe, they're still listed in the shop, and we can get those added to your order. I still got to add that lemon blue eye female. But with the Daphne, did you get at least a couple generations out of them before the culture went down? But yeah, with me, it took me 3 times to figure out how to do the Daphne. But each you didn't get one. Okay. Um, I believe you have my number. Give me a call and I'll try to walk you through it too. But yeah, it can be tricky at first. Okay, let me see if I can add them back. That is silly. All right. All right, I got them posted. Daphne Magna 600 count, $16, and I put up 5 portions. Thank you. Were you able to buy um, that Calera powder? I think I showed you on Amazon. This stuff right here, the Anthony's organic Corella powder. I got this from Amazon when I don't have green water. This gets me in a pinch. Okay. Yeah, when I say use a small amount, I'm trying to grab it with my fingers. For a 5 gallon bucket, yeah, you don't need a lot of this stuff. Yeah, if you can just get the water to tint green like that, they'll be fine. But yeah, definitely give me a call. I'll walk you through it, or you can show me your setup, and I can tell you what you can do to perfect it. Yeah, to know that if you put too much in, um, you're going to notice that the Daphnia shells are going to start to turn white. And at that point, they're suffocating. Do I use brine shrimp? Not in my shop because I use Daphnia magna. Actually, let's go take a walk. Oh, let's take a walk and let's do a net. I never do streams this early, so I forget that I can come out here. But this is my Daphnia setup. Hi, doggies. This is my Daphnia setup right over here. And as you can see, it's 3 40-gallon horse troughs that I got from Tractor Supply. And if I take my fine net, do a quick little lap, here we go. These are my little Daphnia magna. So yeah, we add food every other day. They get natural sunlight, and they do extremely well out here. So if you're looking to start your own Daphnia cultures, I think this is a great place to start. The other thing we do is we'll take a regular fish net. You see the size of those holes? So I'll pop in here. I'll do a quick little lap. So here, I'll catch a bunch of the adults, but the babies will get to flow through the net, and that's my next generation of hatchers. I keep my little chubby fingers keep hitting the sides of the phone. Yeah. While I'm here, let me check on this last batch. All right, you're going to hate this. Are you ready? This right here isn't even a culture that I made on purpose. I think I put one of my clean out buckets in here. And there's a bunch of Daphnia growing in here. And some mosquitoes. So we'll go take care of that. Whoops. Give some Daphnia to these boys over here. So yeah, this is why I love my Daphnia, because it'll excite any fish to eat. Hey, Breezy. I think you're still here. Itchy. Oh. Yeah, today I just did aquarium service, and I house sat for my one of my clients. So I've been on the road since 6:30, letting some dogs out, driving to the other side of town to clean a tank, and driving back another 40 minutes to let a dog pee. And now I'm home. One-stop shop. Get a fish cleaner, a house sitter, and a dog walker all in one. Yeah, now I'm here doing my live. I told my wife I'm going to be so excited to sit down. And of course, we have our ton of African cichlids. Oh, we did sell a lot of the Mabunas this morning. Yeah, I only got a big boy over here. I'm going to try to get more cichlids. From Goliad Farms. I got so much to do. I want to say this girl is not you. I want to say this girl's a female. I'm pretty sure I checked her when I picked her up. Where's my big net? I had to be quick. I only had one shot at that. Almost. Almost. I think I can catch her. Hey, I had her in the ornament. She jumped. I'm gonna try one more attempt to catch her, but I am 90% sure. I am 90% sure she's a female. I need this Madagascar cichlid to get out of my way. Got her. Oh, that's our Starry Night Madagascar cichlid. My wife's been convincing me to buy it from the shop. Here, let me put this down real fast. Actually, here. I'm going to set you right here. Yeah, absolutely stunning fish. Yeah, check it out. Let's see that butt. That's a female. You can see that big. Boop. Yeah, you can see that figure eight. Big vent in the back and then small vent in the front. So this is a big female. I don't normally do this, but I have her in my hands. All right, sweet pea. Yeah, absolutely. But I told you, I know my fish. But I knew that was a girl. I was 90% sure that was a girl. I think that one's a male over there. Where is she? She would be $20. She's a $20 girl. Ooh. Yeah, I'm sad because my local breeder who used to do the clown labs and the white labs, I think he's out of the lab business. I think he's only doing high end tank and eek and stuff now. Oh, yeah, those are just the OBs. They're $20, but yeah, there's some males that are starting to pop up over here. See that blue, that red on his face, and then I'm pretty sure these are just females. There's not much color on them. But that's the issue with them. It takes so long for them to grow and for them to color up. Yeah, and these are definitely female. Oh, she left. Female. 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 Yeah. Oh, and there's the Venustas being a bully. Yeah, I'm gonna try to find them soon, but I also think I'm gonna redo this whole section. I think I'm gonna lose all these tanks here. I'm gonna convert these all to 20s. Um, I just might keep this for cichlids, and then I just might move this rack up here finally and call it a day. Oh, and then probably move the betas here, and then move the dry goods to the other side. I still got a lot of work to do with this room. I'm never happy with the configuration. I change stuff up here like every few months. Also, make the reef section shorter so I can get another low boy on top, so we can have two low boys, and then this is going to be a row of 20s. Yeah, tell me about it. You start a business and it just becomes a money pit. Oof. But it's fun. It's a fun money pit. Oh, yes. I know you asked me about that yesterday. Where is my shushling stick? Let's see. So this is going to be hard to see. But yeah, I know I have red cherries. Yeah, there's a couple. There's like five, six, seven. There's seven cherries and a couple Rillies in here. Here's a red Rilly. I know they're so hard to see. I got to build a better shrimp section. But they have that kind of like a candy cane. They're red in the front, white in the center, red in the back. Yeah, I can make you a pack of these. These guys, they're $6 each. And then over here, I got these from my friend Breezy a while ago. That's just an empty sponge. There should be some Blood Marys in here, some Bloody Marys. They're such a pain in the butt to see. Here we go. So that's the Bloody Mary. They're a lot darker red. But yeah, send me a message later, and I'll see how many we got, and I'll send you an invoice, and this will just tag onto your order, and we can get this stuff shipped out on Monday. Because everything's going to ship Monday night. You should have it by Wednesday afternoon. Absolutely. Actually, you should have it sooner than that because you're so close. You'll probably have it by late Tuesday. Let's look at some female betas. I almost want to set some of these up for breeding. I just know that I'm just too busy to sit here and focus on them. But there's a lot of these females that are full of eggs, like her right here. She is full of eggs. She looks good. That one looks really good, really full. That orange one, not that gold one. And then there's my dark female, the one that looks like a silhouette. She is beautiful. She is a stunning fish. I wish there was a way to actually show her off. She almost looks like a sleep paralysis demon. Hey. There she is. Look at her face. She is gorgeous. Too bad the camera can't see her. But if anyone's looking to build their sorority tank, here's a great place to start. We have a ton of good looking females, all looking for new waters. Here, let's post a pack. Huh, I don't have my packs here. And pin. No, I didn't have male beta tubs. I have I have the rack over here, but my pump failed. It ran dry and it burned out, so I have to pick up a new one from Lowe's later. That's probably where I'm going to go after the stream. I got to do that, and I got to pick up some stuff for a pond. Also, this is what my customers are going to see if anybody walks into my shop right now. Just a tiny bearded man laying on the ground, looking at some fish tanks. Ah. It's always a fun time. Yeah, I know I shouldn't, but I think I'm gonna set up at least 2 or 3 pairs of betas today. I know it's a lot of work. I know there's a lot of calls involved, but I don't know. I'm getting the itch to make more betas. Yeah. Ugh. I don't know why I do this. Yeah, it's perfect. I think the temperatures are stabilized, so we might get these guys outside in some buckets in the shade where they're not going to roast. But yeah, our nights have been 80 degrees, so they've been toasty. But yeah, anybody that's joining us or is still around, you can always hit the shop button. You can see a lot of the stuff that we have available. If there's anything you want to look at, just let me know. We can always take a walk over there. Oh, let me get myself off the floor so my bones stop crunching. Yeah, I think I'm going to pick one of the platinums. I'll probably do the avatar, and I'll probably do this koi. Yeah, I don't think that fish is going anywhere anytime soon, so I'll just leave a note for my wife and my assistant not to sell the yellow laps. But I understand. You want to make sure that the box is full. That's what I do. Anytime I order fish, I got to make sure that box is full. Absolutely. There's my marker. There we go. Hold the yellow lap. All right. Other than that, I'm probably going to close up the stream so I can get to the hardware store and buy a new motor. I have my wife walk to shop because this is usually when we start getting traffic. But anyway, this is Nelson with Creekwood Aquatics. If you want to follow more of us, you can follow us on all social medias at Creekwood Aquatics. We post daily videos about all the antics we're getting into and all the tank jobs that we do. But anyway, take care, everybody. Bye. And yes, I'm going to trim this beard. It's too long.